Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, brand new video, and of course something that I've been posting about for a few weeks, days even. I thought I'd just jump ahead, and I was going to wait another week, but you know what, I thought that maybe the intrigue has gone on for long enough. Let's just showcase what's in my collection. If you're new to my channel, you can check it out, and of course if you have any questions, just leave them in the comment section below. Don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe, and don't forget to leave a comment as well. So big shout outs as well to my good buddies Big Dumb Bunny and the Tone for Punk and Dave Mansell as well. Check out their channels if you're into collecting and stuff as well as we are. So let's just start from the beginning, and then we'll move on, and then maybe have a little Q&A, or maybe not even have a Q&A, just talk in general about the future of DVDs as to what's going to happen. So let's start from the beginning. So we've got the Royal Rumble pay-per-views. I've got them all, like the big 5-6 pay-per-views together, as you can gather. Rumble, I say, is a custom. It's not the Royal Rumble anthology version. The cover I remember downloading many years ago from the Wrestling Cover Forum. It's one of my favorite covers. It looks very authentic. It's done in the shape of a Colosseum video, and it looks really cool. And I believe it was Culprit Mankind at the Wrestling Cover Forum that made that. And I really like it. And I'll show you guys eventually in a review, maybe someday. And of course, you're going to move on up to Royal Rumble 2000. And people always ask the question about Royal Rumble 2000, why I don't have it on its own, purely because I needed 99 for my collection. So I just thought I'd pair it up and get it as a Tag Classic with 99 because I needed it. Royal Rumble 2001, of course, if you watch my 22nd anniversary video, you know that's the first one I ever got, thanks to my brother for my 13th birthday, sorry. Then we got all the way Roman Zone 3 there in the background. We've got Roman Zone 4, Zone 5, Zone 6, and Zone 8. And from 2009 onwards, we've got them all in Blu-ray, excluding the Greatest Royal Rumble from 2018. Then we got the WrestleManias there, as you can see, and the WrestleManias, you got 1 to 5 there, as you can see. Then you got the Championship edition of WrestleMania 3, which was released in 2007. Then you got WrestleMania 6 to 11, Volume 2 of the WrestleMania Anthology. Then you got WrestleMania 12, which is the Tag Classic inside the case. And then you got WrestleMania 13 and 14, right behind Sheamus, The Rock here, as you can see. Let me just show you that. There you go. And then the authentic releases for the rest of them. I've been thinking lately about pairing up and maybe having my WrestleManias individually, only because the digipacks are wearing out, and more than anything, to protect the covers, I think they're really cool, but I'd love to have the WrestleManias individually. Let me know what you guys think. It's something I've been pondering in my mind as to what to do. Then you got WrestleManias 23, that's the tin edition, that's the Region 1 version, as you can see. People always also ask why there's a mix of Region 1s and Region 2 DVDs. Purely because my local store, one or two of my local stores rather, used to stock them in Region 1 before they actually got released in Europe, and I'll just pick them up as soon as I saw them. Obviously excluding some of them. Obviously some of them I'd wait, some of them I wouldn't. But as you can see, now every single WrestleMania there on Blu-ray. You got the commemorative tin editions there with the from WrestleMania 32 and 33, all the way up to WrestleMania 39. And we are days away now from WrestleMania 40. What do you guys think is going to happen in WrestleMania 40? Does Cody get to finish his story? Does he not? I feel he's going to, and I think Roman will ride off into the sunset for a few months and then come back maybe as a babyface. And potentially maybe The Rock versus Roman at WrestleMania 41, I think. So moving on, they got the King of the Rings there. I didn't mention them. Same story with King of the Ring 2000, as you can see. Let me just move Hulk all the way. Obviously, I needed 99, so I didn't get King of the Ring 2000 on its own, which I could have, but I never did. And moving on to the SummerSlams, and then you got the commemorative edition there of SummerSlam 92. Moving on all the way up to SummerSlam 99, same story there as well, as I mentioned before. Then you got the authentic releases there for SummerSlam from SummerSlam 2000, tin edition of SummerSlam 2007, Region 1 release, and then all the way from SummerSlam 2009, all of them in Blu-ray up to SummerSlam 2023. And you got Survivor Series there. I don't know why these are the other way around, what they are. I'll sort that out eventually. Those are two pay-per-view versions of 87 and 88, because I've got the Tag Classic. Sorry to disappoint you, but it's not the full pay-per-view. 89.90, which is right here behind Nikki Bella. If I move Nikki out of the way, as you can see. Moving on to Samsung 91 and 92. Some great stories with these Tag Classics, guys. I mean, I had a friend of mine who works at Silvision, Stephen Embry, may he rest in peace. He pretty much would keep me up on alerts as to what was coming up next, like off the record. And it was pretty cool to know what was coming. My plan was for Tag Classics at least to only get up to Armageddon 2000 and No Way Out 2001. There's a little story when it comes to that. When I get to it, I'll show you. Then you got similar story again with Samsung 99 2000, and then moving on from 2001 all the way up to 2010, all on Blu-ray as from there onwards, except obviously 2023, which was the last ever release in the US. And that's obviously, I got that from Amazon at a very good price. And obviously before, I don't know if it's out of print yet, but I think eventually it will go for a very high dollar once it does. Then you got Any House pay-per-views there, up to Over the Edge, obviously, as you can see, 27-28, which is St. Valentine's Day Massacre and Backlash 99. Then you got Over the Edge 99, which of course didn't get an official release. To this date, it's the only WWE pay-per-view I haven't seen, out of choice. I think I've only seen the Undertaker Austin match, purely because it was included in one of the Undertaker sets a few years ago. Moving on down, let me show you here. Just get down, guys. There we go. And then from 2001, I'll mention a little anecdote when it comes to, there you go, Armageddon 2000 and No Way Out 2001. I remember my 21st birthday was approaching, and I saw that Armageddon 2000 and No Way Out 2001 was due to be released in August 2009. And I believe Stephen, just before he passed away, he actually sent that before it got released. And I remember receiving it on my birthday, and then maybe a few days prior to that, I had heard that he had passed away. And I believe it was Stephen, as I just say, he sent that to me in advance. I found a way to send it to me in advance anyway. It's one of my most treasured, and it's actually two of my favorite pay-per-views as well. To have them together is pretty cool. So 2001 all the way there, up to Vengeance, which is right behind Bray Wyatt here. There we go. Then you start with the 2002s. Of course, Insurrection is the last ever WWF show. Moving on all the way, then you got Global Warning, and then you got Rebellion, and then you got Armageddon. Then you got Term 3 here. These are pretty much, I don't have the entire box set because, as you can see, I have the main pay-per-views together, but I do have the box, which I was able to get at a very good price as well. The box is very hard to find. If you find it complete, it's a bargain for sure. Then you got the 2004 box set, 2005 box set there, as you can see. Then moving on, I'm not going to open them because you guys know the drill. Obviously you got 2006. Chris Benoit thing, I don't know what it's doing here, but it's fallen appropriately. I haven't put him back. Then you got 2007, 2008 box set, and then you got 2009. Moving on to the bottom here, as you can see, a mixture of DVDs and Blu-rays, but then from onwards, they're all Blu-rays. All the way up to 2016, I believe that is. So a little story I'm going to mention here about these old school shows. These are the ones that used to run WWE 24/7. I found someone online that had them all on as a Blu-ray set. And you know what? I thought I'd pick them up because there's some rare matches on here. Similar to the Coliseum videos, but I thought they looked pretty cool as well. Very colorful, so I thought I'd pick them up. So let's move on to the next shelf, shall we? I'm just going to move on. Here we go. Moving on, we have Samsung Spectacular, similar story to the old school shows. I saw these and I thought, I'd get them. Samsung Spectacular 92 is really cool. It's one of my favorites. I think it's the one I've watched the most out of all these, if I'm honest with you. And then obviously March to WrestleMania 8 is one that's the Hulk Hogan special. And obviously rumors were rampant as to whether Hulk Hogan was going to retire or not. And it includes a sit-down interview with Vince McMahon. And you got Sunday Night Slam. Then you got March to WrestleMania 9, March to WrestleMania 10. Countdown to the Crowning, which I believe is leading up to King of the Ring 94. Or 95, I'm not sure. I think it's 94. I'm sure it's 94. Moving on. These were made by Chad Stone. I need to get the rest of the NXT shows. Like at least the NXT pay-per-views together. It's a collection. As you can see, I have them all from 2014 to 2020. Worlds Collide, I've got that on its own. Then you've got the NXT UK Takeover shows, UK Championship. Some of them up there just in sleeves because there's so many. I need to really look through them to see what I have on there. So moving on. I've got the first, as I say, first WWE pay-per-view on there, which is the Bull to End It All. Then you've got the Want to Sell the Score. The Wrestling Classic, big event Tuesday in Texas, and then you got some specials here, which they're very hard to find. Some of them at least though, I like to think. So moving on, you got Kofi Kingston, Boom Boom Boom. That was included with WWE Magazine, 2008, I believe. Union Jack, which is like a sampler that came with the Sun. Live and Unscripted, this is also very rare, I believe. They came with also the WWE Magazine, which I was able to get from Jeffrey Evans a few years ago. This also came with the WWE Kids Magazine in the UK, Europe. Best of WWE Main Event #1. Obviously, #2 was never released. And, of course, The Rock Great Ones, which was an exclusive for Toys R Us. Moving on, you have Survivor Series Showdown, 89 to 93. Then you got some house shows. Well, not really house shows, but some shows. Obviously, European Rampage 89, which is, I believe, the one in London, which is main evented by Hulk Hogan and Randy Savage. Then you got the SWS WF shows there. And, of course, the one in Barcelona in 91, which includes Undertaker's first loss as well. So, I didn't actually talk about these. I do apologize. So let's talk. We've got here Roadblock 2016, which is also a custom by Chad Stone. Obviously Backlash and No Mercy 2016 were also customs, also by Chad Stone. They never got a release officially. I don't know why. You got Roadblock again, 2017 or 2016, sorry. Then 2017, some of them were paired up together, so you can see like that classics. Wasn't exactly pleasant because obviously at the end of the day, they got them to get released. Evolution, which also is very rare in the US, but not as rare to find in Europe. Obviously, if you don't have it, you will have to take advantage of their sale. They started to do the UK before they do cease operations, and they don't release anything else. Crown Jewel, of course, is a custom on DVD as well. That's made by Chad Stone. People ask me why I didn't get it on Blu-ray. I didn't get it on Blu-ray purely because I wanted to keep up on with the DVD releases. And you got 2019 onwards there, so you can see 2020 periods are very weird, I think, in every sense of the word, guys. I mean, the whole lockdown thing, no crowd, wasn't exactly great. There you go, all the way up to Crown Jewel 2021. Then you got, starting with the 2022s there. You got Day 1. Elimination Chamber 22, WrestleMania Backlash, Hell in a Cell, Money in the Bank, Clash at the Castle, which is still sealed, as you can see. There we go. Extreme Rules 2022, Crown Jewel. Then you got Elimination Chamber 2023, Backlash 2023, which was my favorite pay-per-view of the entire year, guys, I must admit. Then Money in the Bank 2023. And then Fastlane and Crown Jewel, Payback, and then UK pay-per-views there. And obviously then when you move on, we got these Best of Raw and SmackDown. I've got two versions here, so you can see of Volume 1. I'll show you guys now. As if I can, I'll try anyway. I don't want anything to fall. Do you think I'll be able to? I think I'll be able to. I'm going to have a fight here with it, but anyway. Here we go. got two versions here. We've got Crispin on the cover, as you can see. I'll show you briefly. I can't do it all with one hand, unfortunately. And then you got the re-release, which includes Edge on the cover. You can see him through the corner there, but you got the rest of them. I actually didn't have these in my collection, believe it or not. And then I saw them on CEX, and lo and behold, Beat Down Bunny was able to provide his address for me, and I was able to get them. The Exorcist McMahon's also, that's a special that was also released. I didn't want to get that, but I thought, you know what, I'll just get it for the collection. It looked really cool at the time, and it does really. It's only half an hour long, but it's cool to have for the collection. The Live in the UK series, as you can see, starting off with Live in Italy, which I believe is very rare these days. Maybe if you have that in your collection, so do treasure it. Then you got the rest of WWE sets here, you know, from Rey Mysterio all the way up to the best of Undertaker and Batista. Then you got the rest of the Live in the UK sets there, which end, I believe, in November 2014. Yeah, there we go. Yes, you. Then first up we have Boohoo's Bleeps and Body Slams, which is the first ever Colosseum video. These are all customs, as you can probably gather. I can show you also the WCDs, as you can see on there. You've got the wrestling album here. I can show you that. And they've got a custom. I don't know if it's a custom. I mean, they said that when I got it that it was released in Europe as a CD. Anyone who has this can probably tell me whether that's true or not. All the WCDs, Volume 10, which was the last one they officially released. Obviously, there's more, and obviously online and on digital music platforms. And you got John Cena there. And you got Stone Cold Metal. But moving on, obviously with the Colosseum videos, like I said before, these are all customs, which I got many years ago on iOffer for a very good price. I believe the guy was Stephen McGee, I forget his name. I think it was. I lost contact with him, God knows how or why. But he had an immense collection of stuff, guys. It was pretty cool to get these at the time. I remember these all came in a huge box as well. Let me just crouch down here. Yep, there we go. All the Colosseums. As you can see, Funko Pops as well. You'll notice some are missing, but some are missing because I've had to move them to show you guys what's in the collection. Bar the new Funko Pop Wave, I have every single WWE Funko Pop. Really cool to have these in my collection, I must say. So moving on, we start with WWF home video there. As you can see, Divas and Hedonism, which initially I didn't have, but I actually did obtain in the end. I'll explain to you now why. So let's move on here. Oop, they all banged up. So moving on, we have Action, then leading up to the WWF Attitude Collection box set. The 3 missing, but 3 missing out of choice. I didn't get Best of Raw Volume 1, which I already had Volume 1s and 2. I didn't get Rock Bottom in Your House, and I didn't get Unforgiven 98 as well. Purely because I already had them. I had the Tag Classic versions, and of course I had the individual release of Volumes 1 and 2. Tough enough there. That's one I was pretty glad to get. I got it many years ago as well. I remember when I got it, it was still sealed at the time. It's actually one I've actually watched quite often. Tropical Pleasure, as you can see, that's another one. The Rock. I'm going to see if I can get this out. Bear with me a second, guys. Let's move Riddle out of the way. Okay, so here we go. We've got if I can show you. That's the collector's edition of The Rock Just Bring It, which is a 2-disc set. I got that from a guy in Germany as well, which was pretty cool. So moving on with the special releases, let me move Mr. Van Dam out of the way. If I can actually reach it, I don't think I'll be able to because I think everyone will follow me. But either way, if you've seen my collection in the past, you know what it is. I've actually got the FYE version of the Trish DVD as well, and I actually got it signed by her a few years ago as well. Moving on to Rock Band Down. More Funko Pops in the way as well. But pretty cool to have these. I got the Diva Search, which is the Canadian release, but hey, it doesn't really matter. Same thing with the Self-Destruction of the Ultimate Warrior. If you bear with me a sec, you'll be able to see it. Got the collector's edition there. Tribute to the Troops, which is a US release. Divas to New York. WWE Homecoming, which was paired up in the US with WrestleMania 20. God knows why. Very rare in the US and all around the world, not as rare in the UK and Europe. Then moving on, you got more exclusives here. Kane Journey to Hell, which is a single disc set. Then you got, let me move Cody out of the way. Sorry, Cody. And you got Mick Foley. This is the hardcore edition, which was later re-released. I have both versions, I think. Yes, I do. As you can gather up there. Get a few more there. Got 2 Japanese releases here. Live in Japan 2005 and Divas 2007. I got Divas 2007 for £6 on Mercari. If you're on the hunt for them and you're a collector like I am, maybe you're worth checking that out, because it does go for a very good price. If you're able to find it anyway. I just, luck of the draw, I just searched for it, and lo and behold, it was there. So moving on, that's the first Blu-ray, WWE Blu-ray I ever got, which was Best of SmackDown vs. Raw. It came with a game with SmackDown vs. Raw 2009, I believe it was. Legends of Wrestling. Moving on, guys, as you can see. A lot of stuff on here. Then moving on, I started getting them on Blu-ray, as you can see. Biggest Knuckleheads, that was only released in the US. Similar with Legendary Moments. And obviously they're all released on DVD. Some of them were released on DVD, and then obviously I made the switch to Blu-ray whenever possible. Superstar Collection, I only had 3, and then eventually I ended up completing the set. I only had, I believe it was the Kofi Kingston one, Daniel Bryan and Zack Ryder, and then I just ended up getting the plunge and getting the rest. And in that top 25 rivalry set is one of my all-time favorites, similar to this, the Bret Hart Dungeon Collection and the Mick Foley set. Rest of them there. More Funko Pops in the way, but you can gather anyway what it is, because you can see the spine anyway. I just move Austin out of the way here. That Ultimate Warrior set is really cool as well. That was released when he was inducted into the Hall of Fame. And I believe when my brother purchased it, we watched it that evening itself. And we couldn't just... It was the same week that Warrior died as well, so we watched it as a tribute to him. And we watched it entire night. It includes my favorite Warrior match, besides WrestleMania 7, which is his match against Rick Rude at SummerSlam 89. Then you got more there, as you can see. All the way. Sting Into the Light is another one, which I really like. Can't believe Sting is retiring at the end of this week. Well, this time next week he won't be an active wrestler anymore. So moving on, we've got more here. Some on Blu-ray, some special ones here. And obviously they stopped releasing them on DVD, on Blu-ray, sorry, and then they just continued releasing them on DVD. These iconic matches are not exactly expensive sets, but they're worth getting for the collection, I suppose. Moving on to the very bottom here. Some exclusives. That's the Australian version of the WWE Legends Volume 1 and 2. I didn't get them on Region 1 because I heard about this box set. And I just got them because I needed both. I thought I'll get them like that. Moving on. up to the last release here, and then which is obviously Samsung, they got Christmas classics. I've got these other around similar to what happened before. Then you got some WF home videos which were never released on DVD, but got the Kofi one there with the custom cover, which I need to include the one that came with the magazine. So let's move on to this other shelf here. Going to kick off with TNA. Okay, I can show you there. And again, other customs released by and made by Chad Stone. So a little story with TNA. If you're new to the collection and to the channel, I wasn't going to get TNA initially. I always wanted them, but I wasn't planning on getting them until I saw this bulk lot on Facebook. And lo and behold, even though the seller was in the US, he was able to send them to me and work out a very good deal. It was every single one from 2004 till 2011, I believe it was, except the one night only. So he had the one night onlys, but initially I didn't get them, but then I regretted it. Obviously, quick eBay search, I was able to get all of them except 6. And of course, Beat Down Bunny, being the awesome guy that he is, sent me 3 that I needed, which were Amped 3 and 4 and Gut Check, which I'll get to now. But TNA is a collection I always wanted for many reasons. I was a huge TNA fan. There was a point in my fandom that I only watched TNA more than WWE. It sounds very surreal to say nowadays. Obviously now I think WWE is must-watch TV again, more than AEW. I just say TNA and WWE are my go-tos these days. It's hard to believe it's called TNA again as well. All the packs in here, it amazes me how much I have when it comes to TNA. Just move Jeff Hardy in this out of the way a second, and you can see the one night onlys on here as well. See, starting with Extravaganza, leading to Tournaments of Champions. All of them are Region 0. By the way, I don't have the Region 2 versions of TNA sets. Tag Team Tournaments is another one that was very hard for me to find, but lo and behold, I did find it. Same thing with Sacrifice 2014. It was actually the only 2014 pay-per-view I didn't have, and then I worked out a very good deal. Same thing with Knockout to Knockdown 2014. Some of them on here, I believe, Shop Impact at the time, obviously, they included and re-released a few, including, let me see, I'll show you. It was one Victory Road 2014, Turning Point. I got Rivals from a good seller, Travis Lasseter. Hardcore Justice 2015, which I got from the US. X Division Extravaganza 2015, I got from Chaz Kangas. And there's the aforementioned Gotcha 2015. Thanks to Beat Down Bunny for that. I remember finding World Cup 2015 for a very good price as well. I think the prices have really gone up as the years have gone by. Obviously, they become more rare. So, moving on to World Cup 2016. That's another rare one. I got that at retail, surprisingly enough. Retail price. And obviously, it's still sealed as well, which is pretty cool. Like most of my TNA sets are actually. Most of them are quite sealed. Then moving on, obviously, Amped 3 and 4. You will find 1 and 2 very easily online these days, but you wouldn't find 3 and 4 that easily. Because obviously they were taken off Shop Impact by Anthem. Then moving on, the rest there. And that completes them all. I'm waiting for Bound for Glory 2023 to arrive. Again, more customs there by Chad Stone, which is every single WCW pay-per-view. See, I don't know how many people have this in the collections. I know my good friend the Tone for Punk does, but not a lot of people do. Which is the only, let me just bring it up. The only official WCW DVD that's ever been made. Then you've got the rest. So, got the Superstar Heroes and series as customs there, so you can see they're also really cool to have. And then you got the AEW sets, as you know, as you can see, All In is there, 2018, which I'm very glad was released officially after all these years. Double or Nothing 2022. I learnt my lesson with that one, that's for sure. Yeah, you got more there. Moving on down to here. Got some NWA duties down at the top, as you can see as well. Hoping they release more. Still looking for the official release of NWA 70. That's up to Double or Nothing 2023. Of course, there's more on the way. We've got All Out 2023 and All In 2023 on the way with Bound for Glory. Good to see at the wrestling store. Back on Bad Street, I've got both versions here, so you can see. Got the red cover and the black cover. Andy Kaufman, I'm from Hollywood. Obviously, it's a wrestling DVD because it's about Andy Kaufman's wrestling career in Memphis. Hulk Hogan Ichiban is a very good set as well. If you're a Hulk Hogan fan and you want to check out the fuss about his career in Japan. It was available in Hotspots. I don't know whether it still is or not, but I remember I did get it from there. Then you got the legendary Japanese tournaments. One I'm very glad to have. Hardcore Homecoming, Forever Hardcore. You got the Shoot Interview with the Ultimate Warrior. This is also signed by Warrior. Let me just bring it out if I can. It's actually the other way around. I don't know why, but I'll show you anyway. There you go. Also, Wrestling with Shadows. That was re-released last year on Blu-ray. Lost of McGuinness. Then you got Here's Our World Class, which I dare say is a better documentary than the one WWE released themselves and made themselves. You know, if you checked out the Iron Claw yet, let me know what you guys thought. I thought it was okay. I think that a lot of stuff were missing, but overall it wasn't that bad. The Wrestler, Sheik documentary is really cool. I highly recommend that. If it shows you a different side with the Iron Sheik. As Iron Sheik, the person. Obviously, he's gone through a lot of things in his life, especially the death of his daughter. Resurrection of Jake the Snake. This is another one. Was right place, right time moments. I saw this that it was going to be available to order, and as soon as I saw that it was available to order, I got it, and I got the poster of the movie as well. Managed to get the Blu-ray version, which is also Region 0. Jimmy Hart, Keep On Rockin'. It's basically Jimmy Hart talking about the theme music that he composed, and he actually performs a few of them as well. The Old Boys, I got this at London Wrestling Convention in 2015. Not a bad documentary. Too False to a Finish, which basically talking about UK wrestling, World of Sport. Nature Boy, that's the ESPN Ric Flair documentary. Then I got miscellaneous here. I got Ric Flair's Last Match, which I'm glad I got on DVD now for one particular moment, which is when, if you haven't seen it yet, there's a very cool moment backstage with Jeff Jarrett, Jerry Jarrett, and Jerry Lawler. Price of Fame, Teddy DiBiase. That's also, I got that from Amazon US actually. Beyond the Mat, which it was re-released in Australia as a Blu-ray a few months ago as well. Pretty cool to have that. Best of ITV Wrestling. Got that. I saw that in Morrison's many years ago, and I passed on it, and I didn't get it. No Holds Barred, Glory Days of Wrestling. That's pretty cool. Got another similar one to Glory Days of Wrestling, which is here. Wrestling Classics and Wrestling with Shadows on DVD, which is signed by Bret Hart. I got that Wrestling Classics DVD at HMV a few years ago for I think it was like $2.99. Sting Moments of Truth. This is the director's cut as opposed to the one that you see out there, so you can see. Got that also from a good friend of mine in the US. Unreal Story of Pro Wrestling, International Showdown, which I wasn't going to get, and lo and behold, it actually appeared, and I actually was able to get it. Ready to Rumble, obviously a great movie if you're into wrestling. XWF, and that's another one for the collection. These ECW DVDs, little funny story. I went to Spain, obviously because I live in Gibraltar, so it's right next door. And my son was the one that actually saw these on the shelf at one of the shops that we go to. And they're only €1 each, and I saw that it was only volumes 1 and 3 that we got, and then I saw that I had to get the other volumes. And quick search on Wallapop, which is a Spanish website, which I think it's available everywhere these days, but I'm not sure. And then just I was able to get the rest. So obviously then ECW DVDs, official ECW DVDs now. Shot the pioneer versions of Extreme Evolution, Path of Destruction. I believe that was released by Delta as well, but I already had these anyway, so I thought I'll just keep them and put them on there. Then you got the rest of the Deltas, which I only got a few weeks ago. all the way up to the bottom there. I mean, I only needed 11 initially to complete the set, I suppose, when I got that video, when I did that video a few weeks ago. I only needed the hard hits, It Ain't Seinfeld, and of course Hardcore TV's 1 to 5. Pretty cool to have these in my collection, I must say. And that's the end of the barrel, guys. So I'm just going to put the camera here. I know it's going to focus on Big Daddy's giant forehead, I know, but it's easier that way. So a lot to talk about, and there's a lot of duties, and really, when it comes to AEW and TNA anyway, they're continuing to release home media. There's a petition going around by Tone for Punk, hoping that WWE will maybe do a switch around and say, look, we'll continue releasing home media. I'll post a link in the description so you can sign it. I'll be back with another video, probably with the Q&A in the next few weeks. Yeah, days, sorry. And just thanks for all that watch the videos. Don't forget to like, don't forget to comment. More importantly, don't forget to subscribe, and I'll catch you guys very soon. Hope you enjoyed the collection. Let me know if you have any questions, and I'll happily answer them as well. So until then, take care, guys, and catch you soon.